Hello, this is TechSavvi to talk about the Department of Defense's new cybersecurity maturity certifications. I like to call it CMMC. So we've been getting some different questions from some of our customers, mainly, of course, the ones that deal with the Department of Defense. And they were just wondering, hey, what is CMMC? What do they need to end up? What are some of the requirements? What are they trying to end up doing? And hey, can TechSavvi actually help them get certified?
Well, the short answer is yes. TechSavvi can help businesses seeking CMMC certification get certified and pass their audit with 100% confidence. Actually, we decided to create a series of short videos. This video will be about a high-level overview about what is CMMC, what does it take to get certified, and how TechSavvi can help you. After this, we're going to release a few other videos that go into greater detail on this subject.
So, but first, we might want to say, who is TechSavvi? What can we do for you? We specialize in cybersecurity. We have several experts as far as technicians, engineers, and we're an IT managed service provider for small businesses. That's pretty much our niche. If you look at it, two of the senior staff, that would be Billy and myself. I have over 20 years of technology experience. I have a master's in information technology and securities. I have a bachelor's in business. Been doing IT for a very long time. Not the cookie cutter person, but once again, various industries as far as my technical skills. And I'm gonna let Dr. Riles go from there.
Yeah, I'm Bill Riles. I also have 20 plus years of technology experience. It ranges from everything from CIO to CISO to a chief architect for a large government agency. I'm a technology and cybersecurity professor at a top 50 university. I've got a master's degree in information technology and cybersecurity, and I've also got a PhD in public administration and education administration, but with a concentration in cybersecurity. Did a lot of research on cybersecurity and cloud computing. I'm nationally recognized as an expert on cybersecurity. I frequently do talks and presentations all over the country. So not to toot our own horns of the expertise that Mike has or I have, but we just want to let you know that who you're talking to, who are these two guys telling you about CMC and how we can help you.
So not only are we doing some educational videos on CMMC, but we also on our website, we have a whole page set aside for CMMC, some different questions that some people might have.
So that's a good point. So Mike, what we decided to do for all our customers is to create the whole section on our website. Anyone can just go to techsavvi.net, techsavvi.net/CMMC, and you can learn all about CMMC, the requirements, what it is. You can click on these different sections of our website. You can learn about what is it, it's all kind of information there. We have a section on what are the different levels. We're going to talk about that in our video a little bit. You can read about it here as well, and where all the different practices fall in place. We've got a frequently asked questions. We also have what services can TechSavvi do to your business to help you get certified, and we'll talk about that in a future video as well.
Right. CMMC has been planned for several years, and this is some of the early stages. Some of these are going to actually end up being more of a dynamic change. It's not going to be just a static come as you are type deal. It was just released in the early part of this year.
So something to think about first is that it goes way beyond a business saying, well, I've got a firewall, I got antivirus, I'm fine. It's way beyond that and a whole lot more than that. And something else to think about, no business out there today can get certified yet. As it stands right now, DoD does not have any certified auditors or assessors to give anybody full certification. But what businesses can do today is be prepared for this eventual reality of this audit coming.
Right. So basically, this is going to be a framework, a security standard for all Department of Defense contractors. They have an accredited board that's been established, and as just to ditto what Billy said, no auditors or anything are in place right now. This is something that they're building up, and they're going to actually be certifying as the year goes by. So to highlight this, if you look at it, these different levels, you have level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. Starting off at level 1, that's going to be the basics, and you're building from there. Most people are going to probably be in the middle. Level 5, of course, is going to be your higher end deal with your most processes and your most practices.
So this framework can be a little complex, but it's not so bad once you start breaking it down. They break it down into domains and processes and practices. Don't get too big into the weeds. That's what we're here to help you with. Each process and practice will have 5 different levels in it. We're going to go over that several times. But what a process is something that your business does that is ingrained day in, day out. Is there policies? Is there something that you do every day versus is it documented? Is it not documented? Is it policy? Is it managed? A practice is a mitigation strategy, a control that's in place. And we'll get into in the future videos, we'll talk about these different practices and what exactly every business has to do to meet all of these different practices. So as we look at this, there's a cascading structure. We talked about these 5 levels. If I look at the processes, level 1 is perform. That means your business is just doing this, whatever it is. Level 2, when you start documenting it. Level 3 is managed, and 4 is reviewed, and 5 you're optimizing. So there's a cascading level up of these in the processes.
Just to do the same thing that Billy's saying, if you look at level 1 on the practices side, you're looking at the basic cyber hygiene. Then you're going up to the intermediate cyber hygiene, good cyber hygiene, being proactive. Then you're looking at being proactive, not just being proactive. Then you're looking at being progressive and a more advanced. That's going to be your level 5 in that part of the practices.
And they break up the whole CMMC framework into 17 domains. And there's different practices in each one of these different domains. Not going to go into the detail, but there's 17 different domains from, as you can see on the screen, from access control to incident response and risk management and physical protection and recovery and training, things like that. Just know that at this point that there's different requirements in each one of these domains.
So next we're looking at the process of progression. So if you're looking at, as we talked about, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, you're starting off with level 1, you're looking at what's going to be performed. Then you're looking at not just perform, then you're looking at documented and perform. Then you're looking at managed, documented, and perform. Then you're looking at it's going to be reviewed, managed, documented, and performed. Then you're looking at total optimization. It's reviewed, it's managed, it's documented, and it's performed. In other words, you're laddering up, just like in a workout. Then if you look at the progression, you're looking at the different practices as they build up. So you're going to start off with level 1, where we talked about the basic cyber hygiene. You're looking at 17 different practices there starting off. Then you go into level 2. You're going to add, it's going to be 72 practices. Then you're going to add, then you got level 3, which is going to be good cyber hygiene. I'm looking at most people, after all this stuff kind of gets going, most people are going to be probably right here in the middle, looking at that about 130 practices. As you build, you go into level 4. You can be more proactive. Most people would have gotten better, gotten the hang of it a little bit better. You're looking at 156 practices, and then you're looking at level 5 and 171 practices. On those practices, before we move on, those practices can easily change. Once again, this will be something that's dynamic. It's not going to be set in concrete. In previous works, they've already talked about moving some of these practices already. So don't get hung up on the number of practices. Just know that it's going to end up tearing up. And this is a great example. I like a visual example, and this is something you can kind of see as a builder. If you look at it at base, you're looking at it once again, you're looking at the 17 practices. That's going to be your basic cyber hygiene. I like what somebody said, a doctor that I know, just like washing your hands. As you look up, going up to level 2, you're looking at adding another 52 practices. You're building from there for level 3. You're going to have 130 practices. Level 4, 156 practices. Level 5, 171 practices. As I said, this is a good example, a good visualization of building on up through the levels.
So I know the questions everyone has, what are all these practices we keep talking about? What is an example of a practice? Well, as you can see, the majority of the practices comes from NIST 800-171. Now, any relatively mature organization has been building their cybersecurity framework around NIST 800-171. If you're a business out there and you've never heard of NIST 800-171, you might need to start out going for level 1. But if you've been in business for a while, you've been working with a reputable cybersecurity company, chances are you've already implemented a lot of the NIST 800-171 cybersecurity controls. As you can see that the majority of the CMMC is all around NIST 800-171, either version 1 or version B. There's a few other stuff in there. You got FARs and a few other things like that that it brings in there. but the vast majority, over 80% of every practice, comes from NIST 800-171. So in a question that everyone wants to ask is, well, what level do I need to be? Do I need to be a level 1? Do I need to be a level 4? Is level 3 enough? The answer is it depends. It depends on what contract you're going for. Every contract you're going for is going to have different stipulation. Your prime contractor may be a level 4, but you as a subcontractor may only need to be a level 1. You know, it just all depends on what type of information you're dealing with and what type of contract you're going for.
So in summary, what we're looking at is level 1, we're looking at the basic safeguarding of federal contract information. Then if we're looking at level 2, that's going to be the transition step of protecting the controlled unclassified information. Level 3, protecting, of course, the controlled unclassified information. And then for levels 4 and 5, which are going to be the higher tiers, you're looking at protecting the controlled unclassified information and reducing the risk. So as you look at it, I like the steps. If you look up level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, and you're building on those practices.
So the way this graph kind of explains it is, if you're only dealing with FCI, the federal contract information, level 1, level 2 is probably enough. But if you're actually handling and dealing with any type of controlled unclassified information, CUI, then you might need to go for level 3 or above. So where does that leave us? You know, TechSavvi is here to help. We go visit our TechSavvi.net/CMMC, learn more about CMMC and how we can help you and what you need to do to be proactive in getting this certification. We've got, go ahead, Mike.
Thank you very much for taking the time. If you have any other questions or want to reach out to us, feel free to reach us on our page or give us a call and set up a free consultation.
Yeah, we've got our expertise in all 171 of these practices. We've implemented for other customers. And as Mike said, we will offer you a free consultation call, free of charge, to go over to CMMC and kind of talk about what your action plan can be. And be on the lookout for future videos that we're going to put out here in a few days, next couple of weeks, on these different levels. What's all these different practices about? What's some examples of some of these practices, and what's some things you need to do to get certified? Thank you, and let us know if you have any questions.